ledger.
Leave it.
Ouch.
The movie opens with a man named Hutch Mansell sitting in an interrogation room, being questioned by two officers. He appears injured from a previous fight as he sits with his black dog. Later at home, Hutch seems disconnected from his family, as he has little time for them after taking on an assassin contract job. Each night, Hutch embarks on covert missions, guided by cryptic messages from an unknown number. His constant absences strain his home life, especially when he misses his son Brady's football game, leaving his wife Becca frustrated and disappointed. Determined to make amends, Hutch promises to plan something special for the entire family in hopes of repairing their fractured relationship. Hutch meets with the barber, the man who assigns him his next targets. Shortly before this, he is seen in a hotel, quietly observing everyone's movements. On his way to carry out his mission, Hutch steps into an elevator and is confronted by several henchmen. A brutal fight breaks out as he demands the keycard, taking them down with ruthless precision. Using the pistol as a blunt weapon and even improvising with a phone receiver, Hutch dispatches his attackers with remarkable speed. When one of the henchmen tries to recover and shoot him, Hutch swiftly disassembles the pistol and uses it to knock him out, securing the keycard. In the kitchen, Hutch is ambushed by a squad of henchmen unleashing a barrage of bullets from their MP7s. Rolling to cover behind a fridge, he seizes a gas cylinder and hurls it toward them, triggering a massive explosion. As he makes his way through the basement, Hutch encounters more gangsters armed with machetes. Using nothing but his belt and a piece of metal, he fights them off with ruthless efficiency, all while narrating the day's violent struggles to the barber. Impressed by Hutch's deadly efficiency, the barber reveals that he still owes the Russians over $30 million for the ship and cash he destroyed. Hutch is offered another mission to begin paying off the debt, but he refuses, insisting that he needs a break and wants to spend more time with his family. Later, in a moment of reflection, Hutch peels off a car sticker for Plumberville, a quiet summer town he once visited as a child with his father and brother. Hutch shows his family a video of Plumberville, and after some convincing, they agree to go on the trip for a bit of adventure. On the day of departure, Hutch's father, David, joins them, and together they enjoy the journey with the kids. Upon arriving at the Plumberville Hotel, the children are disappointed to learn they'll have to share a room, while Becca and Hutch settle into their own. That evening, the family heads to the local water park, only to be let down when they discover it has been closed for 24 hours due to an earlier incident. Hutch uses coupons to take his family at a local diner, while reminiscing about his last visit there with his father and brother. Lost in thought, he gets Glenn's smiles and exchanges a look with Sheriff Abel, seated in the same spot he once sat while young, but Sheriff Abel doesn't take it lightly. He teases Hutch and issues a stern warning before Hutch rejoins his family to share a hot dog. Later, Hutch takes his family to the arcade in an effort to reconnect with Brady, while Sammy enjoys the table games. After racking up tickets, Brady shares some with a group of girls to impress them and uses the rest to get a toy for his sister. While he's talking, a boy named Max confronts him, demanding an apology for supposedly trying to steal his girlfriend by winning her over with tickets. Brady, however, refuses to apologize. Max snatches Sammy's toy and smashes it, prompting Brady to punch him and sparking a fight. Security guards rush in to break it up, forcefully pushing Brady aside. When Max hurls a ball at Brady, Hutch swiftly catches it. The guards demand the family leave, and Becca steps in, insisting they go. As they exit, one of the guards slaps Sammy on the back of the head, enraging Hutch, though he forces himself to stay calm. Once outside, Hutch pretends to have forgotten his phone and heads back inside. He kicks open the door, punches the disrespectful guard, and shoves him into a booth, igniting a brawl with other gang members. He slams him into the whack-a-mole machine and strikes him down, as Hutch fights back with precision. Finally, he slaps the rude guard and pointedly asks how it feels, just as Becca walks in. Later, Rebecca argues with the police that Hutch acted in self-defense, but both Hutch and Brady are arrested and taken into custody. Sheriff Abel escorts Hutch to an office where he meets Sheriff Wyatt Martin, the man in charge of Plumberville. It is revealed that Max is Wyatt's son, and the sheriff is furious that Brady injured him. Hutch, however, calmly explains what the guard did to his daughter and pointedly asks Wyatt what he would have done if it were his own child. Hutch is released, but Sheriff Abel secretly orders his partner to assemble a team to eliminate him. Back at the hotel, Becca scolds Hutch for causing chaos on their first day, especially in front of the kids. Suspicious, she asks what he's hiding in the white bag. When Hutch avoids giving a clear answer, Becca opens it herself, only to be astonished when she discovers he was simply carrying her favorite Champalou wine, the same she first tasted on their very first date. Overcome with emotion, she embraces him and apologizes. The next morning, Hutch takes his family to the shooting range, while David stays behind at the country home. Later at a circus, Hutch notices police officers secretly photographing him and his family. Growing suspicious, he takes them to the duck boats, only to realize that some of Abel's men are following closely. To protect them, he sends Becca, David, and the kids off on one boat, while he waits for another. 4 of Abel's men board alongside other unsuspecting visitors, determined to pursue him. As the boat departs, Hutch attempts to de-escalate the situation, but one of the officers reminds him that he was warned to leave town. Hutch refuses, insisting he cannot abandon his family's vacation, as he brought them to Plumberville to make lasting memories together. Suddenly, the men attack Hutch, one shoving him, while another lunges with a bayonet. Hutch uses a life jacket to defend himself, managing to push one attacker overboard, though the man clings to the edge. Grabbing a pipe, the assailant swings, but the blow lands brutally on his own comrade. The fight rages on, unnoticed by the other passengers at the front of the boat. Hutch hurls the pipe into the water, but before he can calm the situation, one of the attackers slices off his little finger and strikes him, sending Hutch plunging into the water.
Hutch resurfaces and viciously resumes the fight, hooking one of the henchmen and triggering the switch that drags him into the water. Furious, Hutch delivers a brutal beating before finally breaking free. Later, he calls his brother Harry and admits that he brought his family to Plumberville, but the town is no longer the welcoming place it once was. Harry explains that Plumberville has become corrupted by dirty deals and criminal activity, with even the police involved, making Hutch's presence a serious concern for them. Abel receives a call from his men, who warn him that Hutch is no ordinary tourist. He has defeated them all. Meanwhile, Hutch contacts the barber, who reveals the truth about Plumberville. The town is controlled by a powerful female cartel leader named Lendina. The scene shifts to a bustling casino, where Lendina questions one of her dealers about the recent deal in Plumberville, only to discover that he has botched the operation. Lendina accuses the dealer of cheating her, stabbing him through the palm before killing him outright. She then orders her ruthless enforcer, Cartouche, to burn the entire place down. Meanwhile, Sheriff Wyatt, while playing with his son, receives a call from Lendina demanding repayment of a contingency debt his late father failed to settle. Wyatt refuses to comply, which pushes Lendina to escalate. She immediately calls Sheriff Abel and orders him to take something from Wyatt that truly matters to him. Abel kidnaps Wyatt's son, Max, and orders his men to deliver him to Lendina. Meanwhile, Hutch storms into a warehouse carrying gasoline, which he pours over a massive pile of Lendina's cash. Producing a lighter, he threatens to burn it all down. Abel demands to know what Hutch really wants. Hutch calmly replies that he only wishes to de-escalate the situation. He needs a break and simply wants to live freely with his family. Still, the sheriff struggles to believe that a man claiming to be just a family man could single-handedly defeat all of his men. Abel eventually changes his mind and agrees to Hutch's proposal for de-escalation. But as Hutch is leaving, Max suddenly slams against the van and screams for help. Realizing the boy is still in danger, Hutch speeds away in his car, only to turn back moments later, unable to abandon him. Re-entering the warehouse, Hutch engages in brutal hand-to-hand combat with Lendina's henchmen. In the chaos, he seizes a gun and swiftly takes down 2 of them. Abel attempts to shoot Hutch, but his gun runs out of bullets. Seizing the moment, Hutch fires at a light, sparking a blaze that engulfs and destroys Lendina's fortune in cash. Back at the casino, Lendina is informed of the devastating loss of both her money and chemicals, and learns that the man responsible is nothing more than a supposed tourist on a family vacation. Abel warns her that Hutch's family is still at the hotel, but cautions that the man himself is far more dangerous than he appears. Hutch returns to the country house with Max, where Brady greets him warmly. Becca, however, reminds Hutch's promise to keep danger far from their family and insists he clean up the mess he's created. Determined, Hutch seeks out Sheriff Wyatt and finds him drunk. Instead of listening, Wyatt picks a fight. Hutch pushes back, telling him he saved Max and that they're ultimately after the same goal. He then reveals that he burned all of Lindina's cash while rescuing Wyatt's son. Wyatt confides that Lindina murdered his father and has ruled over Plumberville for 2 generations. Hutch asks what she might do once she learns her fortune has been destroyed. Wyatt grimly explains that Lindina is a ruthless, unhinged woman who never lets go of a grudge, and warns that it's only a matter of time before she makes her way to Plumberville. Wyatt takes Hutch to an armory his father built years ago in an effort to stand against Lindina. The next morning, Wyatt shuts down the beach, and together with Hutch's brother Harry and father David, they begin rigging the park with booby traps and makeshift weapons, carefully placing them throughout the grounds. Hutch then asks Harry to return to the country house to protect his family. Meanwhile, Lindina's convoy advances toward Plumberville, and she orders Cartouche to capture Hutch's family. Back at the house, Becca notices the gun and, with second thoughts weighing on her, tells the others she's going for a walk, urging them to stay safe. As night falls, Sheriff Abel arrives at the water park, boldly declaring himself the new mayor and demanding that Hutch and the others surrender to be taken to Lindina. Unimpressed by his posturing, Lindina orders her sniper to take Abel out, triggering a violent showdown at the park. Using the traps they had prepared, Hutch and his allies unleash a storm of destruction, wiping out several henchmen in a fiery ring of explosions and booby traps. Amid the chaos, Wyatt is shot in the leg, and Hutch finds himself surrounded as bullets rain down. At the last moment, David unleashes a barrage from a heavy machine gun, giving Hutch cover. Meanwhile, at the country house, Cartouche arrives with his men, only for them to be silently picked off in the darkness by Harry. The battle culminates in a brutal machete duel between Harry and Cartouche, ending with Harry killing him using a Japanese sword. Brady strangles a henchman to death, while Hutch tends to Wyatt's wounded leg before stepping forward to confront Lindina, who is enraged that an ordinary family man on vacation has dismantled her empire. Hutch is ambushed by Lindina's female guards, who savagely beat him with metal bars before dragging him to their boss. Face to face, Lindina taunts him, asking how long it hurts to lose something built over years, as she cuts into him with a bayonet. Lindina orders her guards to finish Hutch, but Wyatt intervenes, firing a clean shot that takes one down before dropping the second. Enraged, Lindina stabs Wyatt in the chest and grabs another bayonet, preparing to kill Hutch herself. Before she can strike, Becca shoots her in the arm. Lindina retaliates by hurling the blade at Becca, but with a precise shot, Becca shatters it midair, then delivers a final, fatal shot to Lindina's face. David unleashes a final barrage on the water park, eliminating the remaining henchmen, while Hutch and Becca dive into the pool for safety. The scene then returns to the movie's opening, where Hutch and Becca are being interrogated by 2 officers. They receive a call ordering their release, and the couple is finally free to go. Back at home, Hutch and his family sit together, enjoying photos and videos from their Plumberville vacation, cherishing the memories they've made. Thanks for watching.